I don't know if I'll ever get used to
I know, I can't. I'm trying not to laugh, but I just laughed. Anyway. Welcome back to another episode of Dreams on Toast.
Oh, wait. You didn't wait for me.
Yeah. Okay. 5, 4, 3.
Dreams. On Toast.
Welcome back to another episode of Dreams on Toast. The podcast where we, barely talk about dreams and don't eat any toast.
Yes, the guest does.
The guest eats toast.
The guest eats toast. And I'm really looking forward to our guest today.
Me too.
Managed to drag him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
Bit of bribery, yeah. I had to do some sordid shit to get him on here, but
I don't want to know.
yeah, well, he's coming on later on, which is very nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I'm Emily. I'm one of the hosts of Dreams on Toast.
And you know me. No, I'm Seth.
Seth or Kev?
No, it's not me. That's not me.
That's
we
not
did
you,
have
that's not
Kev
you.
Patton out doing investigations
Yeah.
this week, though. So
Seeing what he's been up to.
the previous weeks, and he'll keep doing his investigations, I presume.
Yeah. What's he investigating currently?
At the moment, he's investigating wank spots.
Real or myth?
Real or myth?
The elusive wank spots of Britain.
That's what we're trying to figure out. So, if you have any brilliant wank spot stories or know of any, write into Dreams on Toast, dreamsontoast25@gmail.com, and you know what to do. And we will. He will be on it, investigating even more.
Yeah, please do write in, because the only person I've heard talk about these wank spots so far is you.
It's been really 50-50. So, like, I've had a lot of people say, and they're usually, to be honest, the older generation. And I think it was before, mobile phones were about.
It makes sense. It'd be before the internet.
Yeah, because, there was the internet, wasn't there? But it was just took a little while.
Yeah.
To come
Too
about.
slow. Your modem plugged in. Someone needed, your family member needed to make a phone call.
It's much easier to get into the car and drive to a weird spot in the woods and look for old magazines that have been rained on.
And it sounds more fun. It's like a quest.
An adventure.
Yeah.
It was more fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be into that, actually.
Yeah, we're going into the... And you've got the risk factor about it, haven't you? You've got the, I'm outside.
And it's like Pokemon Go. It's that thing that makes people go outside and spend more time in nature.
Do you see that guy? It was a few years back now. There was a guy, he was a rather large person.
Right.
And he racked up like thousands of dollars on his mum's credit card getting taxis around to collect Pokemon Go.
No.
Playing Pokemon Go, just going around in a taxi.
So it didn't help him get out and walk more in nature.
No. He just got taxis everywhere. Yeah.
I get it though. It's addictive. Have you played it?
No, I can understand I can get why it would be.
Yeah.
But they're the masters of it, aren't they? Like Pokemon, they're the masters of making things addictive, like even for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Because you had to have them, didn't you? Had to have them all.
Yeah, well, think about Pokemon cards. What a craze. I think it's going on again now, but when I was in primary school, we'd collect them and everyone would come in with their piles of Pokemon cards, like wrapped with their elastic bands, and we'd all be out in the playground trying to swap ones, you get your shinies and your rare ones. This one kid had so many, like more than everyone else, and he'd had loads of rare ones. So everyone surrounded him like, I want your, I don't know, shiny Charizard, whatever it is. He got so overwhelmed by all these kids pestering him that he was just like, threw all the Pokemon cards in the air.
No way.
And then everyone was scrambling. All the kids were scrambling on the floor, like fighting over them. And then they got banned from my school.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's like a scene in a film where like money blows out of a building or something.
Yeah.
I remember telling my mum, I was saying, I need some more Pokemon cards, I need them. My mum was like, look, you've already had some or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, and this is only going to last like a couple of months, this fad, and then you're not going to be into it. And I remember literally being like, we need to have a sit-down talk and be like, I am going to be into Pokemon for the rest of my life.
Forever. This is a career choice, a solid career choice.
The rest of my natural life and potentially my spirit life.
Yeah.
I'm going to be into Pokemon.
I mean, look, though, it's how many years later since I did that at school? Like 30, no, not that many, 25, say. And still going strong.
Still going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's still about...
It was a weird time frame because I feel like it went from conkers, everyone was obsessed with conkers.
Yeah.
Pokemon cards like really quick.
It's crazy. It's like, the nice natural thing you can find.
Yeah. Loop the string through and you'd play.
They banned conkers at my school though.
Why?
Because it was brutal.
Oh yeah.
So people would, you'd end up with bust up knuckles and things like that.
Remember what was the other game that people used to play?
Yeah,
with 2p?
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know Knuckles, what you do is you get a 2p or a coin and you spin it, and then between you and your opponent, your school friend, your school peer, you have to try and catch it in between two fingers like this. And then if whoever doesn't catch it, if it's your turn, you've got to try and catch it. And if you don't, then you put your knuckle down and then your pal zooms the coin into your knuckles and you end up with all these cut knuckles.
Oh my God, I did not know that's how you meant to play it.
How are you doing it?
We literally just did the thing of putting our fists down and fucking launching
coins
2p's at each other's knuckles.
No.
There was no art to the game. I just thought the game was putting your fist down and you take it in turns to absolutely annihilate the other one's hand.
No, you take it in turns. So one person spins, and if you can't catch it like that and hold it, then you get
that. Sounds like a way better game.
It's an actual game rather than just being like, let's torture each other.
Yeah.
But it usually does just turn into, because people want revenge.
Yeah.
So you just brutalise each other in the end. But that got banned as well. Did that get banned in your school?
I don't remember. I only remember the Pokemon cards.
They love banning stuff in my school.
Tamagotchis as well.
Tamagotchis. Don't bring up Tamagotchis.
Oh, yeah. Your traumatic experience. Tell us, Seth, of your
Someone stole my Tamagotchi when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal, and I'm forever sad about that.
And you just have no idea whether they continue to care
cheap,
for it.
Were they? They weren't cheap.
No, not the real. You could get loads.
I had a legit one, and I was really precious about it and loved it and looked after it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was thriving, and then someone either took it to a better home or...
Because we had a lot of dogs when I was a kid, growing up, and then didn't have any dogs for a while.
Yeah.
And I had a Tamagotchi instead. And then we did get a dog. But
I'm jealous. I really wanted a dog as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad wouldn't let me. I was really, really allergic to animals.
Please let me get this.
I could understand. I was like, please let me have a dog. And he was like, but you're really allergic. I was like, I don't care. I wanted a dog
Mexican
so
hairless.
bad. Yeah, well, back then you didn't have all the bougie, hypoallergenic dogs.
I mean, they existed, but not over here necessarily.
It was things like poodles, and I just didn't want a shit little poodle.
A poodle's hypoallergenic?
Oh, you couldn't get big ones. I think so. That's what they cross all the dogs with, isn't it? Like Labradoodle, Cockapoo, it's like a Cocker Spaniel and a poodle. There's something about poodles that I think aren't as...
Have you seen a Mexican hairless? So they're amazing.
No.
They look like... They look like a mythical beast.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're so cool.
Oh, I want to see.
Yeah, I'll show you.
I imagined it as like, is it little or big?
Big.
I only like big dogs.
Yeah, big. Like a, like a healthy, medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit more on the larger side, probably.
Just no fur.
But no fur, a little tiny bit on the ears.
Oh, cool.
But not a lot, and I think a little bit on the tail.
So I just really wanted a Alsatian as a kid, German Shepherd.
Yeah.
So I used to run up to the police when they had their German Shepherd dogs and be like, stroking it. And my dad would be like, for fuck's sake, Emily. And my eyes would just swell up massive. And I'd have to go and have like antihistamine injections and shit.
Well, that's cool.
It was, it was horrible. I felt like I'd been cursed. I was like, I love animals, but
I am really
can't
grateful
touch
to not
them.
be allergic to anything.
Yeah.
You're allergic to nuts as well.
Yeah, and when I came and sat down, there was a bowl of nuts placed in front of me, and I
it's
just
one of
thought,
my
here we
proudest
go.
things to do. Go into hospital and they say you're allergic to anything. I go, no, actually, no.
Yeah,
got loads of other medical
I came out
conditions.
perfect. 20/20 vision.
Yeah,
you haven't, have you?
Oh, I got my vision. No, it used to be amazing, but it's really good up close.
Yeah.
So he said the optician said it's a bit better than a normal vision up close, but everything else is a bit shit.
Yeah, same.
So I had my talking about medical conditions. I had my meeting with a specialist, the bladder specialist.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to start me on this course of Ioreal, which for anyone who doesn't know, I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Anyway, Ioreal, that you have to have an injection down the penis once a week.
Right down the shaft.
Yeah, and then they put all this fluid into you, this liquid, and you have to hold it in. And that then, I think, essentially coats your bladder.
And is this then grows the lining back?
Well, yeah, hopefully.
Amazing.
I think it gives it a fake one or something. But, so yeah, it's a high chance they won't work, but they're going to try it. But it turns out, this is the interesting bit about it, I thought that a nurse would be doing this for me.
Yeah.
A nurse only does it once for me. The nurse is going to come to my house, do it for me, and then I'm gonna have to do it myself.
Are you going to do
Every
it, or are you going to get
Linda
to do it?
Definitely get Linda to do
I
it.
don't even have a penis, and the thought of that makes me feel
Yeah, maybe I could turn it
sick.
into a sexual experience.
I don't think you should.
Like
Give me some sort of weird complex around your penis. You don't want.
stuff rammed down it.
Some people might
love.
actually. I don't know. But could you think you could do that to yourself, or because I can't imagine being able to actually make myself do it.
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how much it hurts when the nurse does it. But it must not be as painful as I thought it was gonna be.
So every week you've got to do that.
Every week.
And what's the chance that it will work?
So I think in the first month, I think it's got about an 87% success rate.
Oh,
And
okay, that's all right.
And then after the 6 months, so you've got to do this for 6 months.
Every week for
No.
6 months?
No. Every week for the first 4 weeks, and then every month once a month.
Okay, all right, yeah, not so bad.
So it's not as scary. But yeah, and then I think after the third or fourth month, it goes down to about 13%. 10%. So it's probably not going to work, but it might mean for a month or two I have better bladder function, which would be amazing.
Yeah, I hope so.
Me too.
It's a lot to go through.
Yeah, so someone our age, I don't know about females, but men are supposed to have about 450, 500 be able to hold in their bladder mill.
Yeah.
Mine's about 78,
Yeah,
75, something like that.
so
80.
low. Well, if you think about what that cup holds, like 300 mils, probably,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more.
Something like that.
So you can hold less than a third of that mug.
Way less. I get really jealous, like of Linda's wheeze.
Yeah.
Linda had to wee in a pint glass when we were on holiday. That was a whole fiasco.
Why did you have to wee in a pint glass?
I'm going to go for a wee, then I'll tell you.
Okay.
So yeah, as you know, like we went away on holiday, which we went away for a relaxing holiday that was a surprise. But holidays are never relaxing, I've realised.
Oh, really?
They're not. They're just not. They're like, you try and design it to be relaxing, but really, you got to get used to a new space. This sounds very like selfish or spoiled or whatever, but it's actually difficult, I think, because you think it's going to be relaxing, but really what's relaxing is just staying at home and really chilling out.
In a space that you know well and you feel comfortable and safe
like
in.
all the driving, all this,
Yeah.
it's just lots of things. Anyway, so we were staying in this little cabin for the first night and it was freezing.
Oh,
we went there. Well, I decided to go there because that's where we fell in love.
Yeah.
And we went and had this romantic little break when we first got together. And I think it was where we both realised that we really loved each other. So I was like, we'll go back there.
Yeah.
But when we went there originally, it was in summer. And this is on top of a cliff in Cornwall.
Yeah.
And it was freezing. You've got a wee outside in a compost toilet and stuff like that, which, I usually love. The showers are far away and stuff like that. So, yeah, Linda was like, I'm not going out in the middle of the night to go for a week. It's freezing.
Fuck
I'm
that.
going to wee in this pint glass. And I was like, that's where I realised I was so jealous that she gets a pint of pee.
What?
About a pint, yeah.
That's like, 500 and something mils?
Yeah, nice pee. That's a good,
Wow.
about a pint of pee.
Impressive.
Like, yeah.
I've got a bit of urine envy.
Yeah, I had urine envy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that is just what it is. So they're hoping they'll get me up to about 200 mil,
Oh, well, that's amazing.
which is like cut my weeing down in half, basically.
Yeah. So is it the reason your bladder can't stretch at the moment? Is that because it hasn't got the lining?
It's got no lining there,
Yeah.
so it gets irritated really easily.
Yeah.
And the bladder's a little bit more porous than people think as well. So it's kind of got like some little holes in it, and it gets basically what happens with me is that I have cysts in there.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
And they kind of set each other off.
Yeah.
So they get really reacted to anything that goes in there. So I am strictly meant to only drink water, but I find it really difficult not to. Yes, don't look.
It's a very dark, dangerous looking water. Don't drink this.
It's river water. That is good,
it looks
good
like
muddy
river water.
water.
Yeah, it's hard not to. I drink loads of tea.
Yeah.
And that is what's it called?
Diuretic.
Yeah. So I need to toilet a lot.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? You been up to much?
I was away at the weekend as well. Yeah, not in a freezing cold cabin.
We only
I
did
didn't
one
have
night there, then we went away to a lovely cottage.
Oh, good. Yeah, it was for, what was the reason you went away?
For Linda's 30th.
Yeah.
Linda was 30 years old.
Woo.
Woo, woo, woo. 30 is when everything gets better, I think.
I think so. Yeah, 30 was when I started to not care as much about what people thought of me.
Yeah, for real.
And was like, I'm just me, and some people aren't going to like me, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good thing to realize after years of being like, I need everyone to like me.
Yeah,
Constantly be perfect.
So now we do a show where
But people probably watch and think, fuck these guys.
These idiots. And
So
we
annoying.
don't care.
I don't care at all.
Because we're 30 plus.
Just like and subscribe, please, everyone.
Yes, like and subscribe. Yeah, so you went away. That sounds cool.
I just went to visit my friends. They have moved to Banbury. Went to see them there. I did not know of this place at all.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Yeah.
In the countryside.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And it was a nice weekend. They're two of my closest friends. So I don't really like going away, to be honest, either, because of the stress of just not being near where I feel safe. So where I have a lot of like health issues, I find like I get migraines a lot and things like that. I panic if I'm away from home because I think, oh, what if I'm ill and like I need a safe space to go, and it just worries me. But with them, they're two of my best friends, and I know that I can just completely chill with them. There's no expectation.
And if you need to go and hide away or whatever.
Yeah, if I need to just go to my room for the whole weekend, they'd be like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's what you need.
It's really laid back and easy. They're really easy going. Yeah, so that was really nice. It didn't feel too stressful, apart from the train journey back, which was horrific. Cross-country train.
Yeah.
On a Sunday evening. Don't do it.
Busy.
Do not do it. It's so busy.
Yeah.
And it was so hot.
Commuters.
And just, I was like wedged in, like the whole carriage. Is it called a carriage still?
Yeah.
I feel like I've gone back to like the 19th century.
Yeah, it is a carriage still.
And the horse-drawn carriage.
Train carriage, yeah.
Yeah, the train carriage was just full of people, and it was hot and it was stuffy, and I felt really anxious and really sick. I was like, I'm going to be sick, and what am I going to do? And yeah, it was horrible.
You should have just pressed the big red button.
Yeah, I felt like I was going to have a panic attack and like scream, run off.
The whole train.
Stop the train.
What's wrong? I've got a slight tummy ache. Yeah.
But it felt like I couldn't breathe because it was so stuffy and horrible. And yeah, I didn't enjoy that at all. And I was sat there thinking, like there was some woman talking. I had my headphones in, but I could just hear her mumbling like under the music, making me so angry.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Everyone shut up. Be quiet.
Yeah.
No one touch me. Sit down. Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah.
Really relaxing weekend and then a horrible,
Over-sensory
stressful
train
journey home. Yeah, I was like sat there like, am I autistic? I don't know, because it's making me
This is
feel
doing my head in.
horrific.
I think we're just you can just get irritable, isn't it? And it's like...
And it probably is a bit of the ADHD as well, that's just like noises
Sometimes I'm
and
like
stuff.
that. I'm like pretty easygoing, really. But then sometimes, I'll be doing, like you say, on a bus or something, and I'll be like, I wish everyone would fuck off.
Yeah, public transport really sets off
But sometimes I love
anger
it.
issues.
Sometimes I absolutely love
Yeah.
it. And I'm on public transport and I'm I'm in my own world. And I'm just like, it's nice. I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, it's really hit and miss.
Yeah.
If the train was quiet and quite cool in there, I would have been happy to just chill, put my headphones in, listen to some music, actually end up watching the Jerry Springer documentary on Netflix. Have you
Jerry
seen
Springer
it?
documentary, no.
No, just about that show. It's yeah.
We need to talk about dreams.
We do need to talk about dreams. So, Seth,
Yeah.
tell me,
I've had a dream last night.
last night or in the last week?
Yeah, so it was a bit broken up last night. It was a bit weird. So there was a few kids in the dream, and they had set up a stand-up night. They were going to do some stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And then they invited me along. They gave me a spot, I don't know, 5 minutes or something, a 5-minute spot.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, one of the kids who had written loads of jokes, he had them all on these cards, and there was a big stack of them. And then he threw a bit of a tantrum, and I thought it might have been my brother, but I don't know, in the dream. And then didn't want to do the gig anymore. Didn't want to do the show. And then I was like, I'll read your dreams for you, your jokes for you, and tried to make it all nice. Yeah, and they were really, and I remember one of the jokes.
Yeah, go
this
on.
morning. No, I forgot.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, I woke up this morning, I remembered it. I was like, I need to write that down, and then I probably
Was it really funny?
went off for a wee or something.
Is it a good joke from what you remember?
I think it was just weird. It was really weird, and I was like, how's my brain constructed that? It was very childlike,
Yeah.
and it was, it was good for a kid.
And how old were the kids in the dream?
I don't know, under 12.
Oh, they were really young.
Yeah, they were young, yeah. So they were doing the show, but that was that. What about you?
I don't actually have any dreams to bring really, because I've just been having little snippets of dreams I can remember.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I dream vividly pretty much every night until starting this show. Are you going to sneeze? I thought Nick was doing a sneeze. Then. It's like I used to dream like vividly, and then since doing this show, I think it's like the pressure of like you need to have dreams.
All right.
I can't remember them anymore.
Yeah.
Or I have random little snippets. So there was a little snippet of a dream I remember was about Lola Young, who I mentioned before. She's a singer, a really talented artist.
Crush of yours.
Big crush.
Yeah, you're always talking about her.
Yeah, I don't really fancy her, but
like a creative crush.
But like, oh yeah, absolutely a creative crush, definitely. Not that she's not attractive, she is. But anyway, actually weirdly in this dream, she was trying to set me up with her sister.
Nice.
I had no idea if she has a sister, for real. And she'd asked me to go in. Her sister was also a musician. She'd asked me to go into the studio of her sister to play some guitar, like to write a song, create a song with her. And I just had this little inkling of like, oh, she's trying to set us up. And that was all I remember. So that's about... I've had a lot of using dreams recently as well. That and using dreams.
Yeah.
So there's not much to bring
They were
today,
both pretty crap.
dream-wise, I'm afraid.
I'd score yours, 3 or 4.
I mean, if I'd actually got with her sister and we'd like created an amazing song and then lived a beautiful, happy life, maybe it would have been a better score,
maybe
a better dream.
A better dream. And then it would have gone even more up if you had all that ripped away from you in the dream as well. You'd set up this beautiful life. I like.
And then we like got divorced, and it was like a really horrific experience.
It's just a full-length dream about dealing with lawyers and like paperwork and stuff.
Yeah, losing.
But yeah, my dream as well. Do you want to score that?
Yeah, your dream was...
it was pretty broken up. That's the problem.
Yeah, there wasn't much to it, but it was... But I would like to know what the meaning behind... I'd like to analyse the meaning behind all these kids putting on a show. Like, is that something to do with you, with your inner child, or how you view yourself comedically? Like, was that child that went up to say all the jokes actually you when you were younger, not being given the chance to... be comedic and share your talent with the world?
That's all I did as a child, is be comedic and just stupid.
Well, that's thrown my theory out the window then.
Well, but it was for a different reason and it had no direction.
It was more
just,
of a mask.
Yeah, it was just more of a, this is a way to not get beaten up at school.
Yeah.
I'll just be funny at school and then people won't beat me up.
Yes, I did the same, but this is a way for no one to question my sexuality. Mm-hmm. I'll just be funny all the time.
It's all for a mask.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you reckon score-wise?
I don't know, 4.
Yeah, 4. Let's just go for a round off 4s.
Our dreams are shit this week.
Dreams are shit this week, but that's all right because I don't really mind. In the news, there's a bit of news that I looked at about dreams. So, what do you think the most common dream in the UK is that people have?
Teeth falling out.
It is teeth falling out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know how many people Google that each year?
I don't know. In the UK or just in general? In the UK, how many people live in the UK?
A lot.
I have no idea about I can't
remember now. But
8 billion. They all live
in the
UK. Everyone on the planet. I don't know. Let's say 2 million.
No, that's a lot.
Damn. 200,000.
It's just shy of 370,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had no concept.
But yeah, teeth falling out. Well, loads more people dream about... People don't often dream about getting pregnant, but they dream about their teeth falling out. People dream much more about their teeth falling out.
Yeah, it's a really common dream.
But I thought it's funny that it's British people that they're talking about. British people with, well-known bad teeth.
I was just about to say, yeah. We are literally known for having bad teeth.
Yeah, so we're just dealing with all that shame and that guilt in our dreams.
We're watching all these American shows, all these people with these pearly white, perfect teeth, and then we're like, ours are shit.
Yeah, so I was watching Indiana Jones the other night.
Indiana,
In Diana, that's a totally different film. Yeah. In Diana, out Diana, in Diana, out Diana.
So wait, were you watching the recent Indiana Jones?
No. Okay. The Temple of Doom. So I was watching the Temple of Doom, and I can't remember her name now, but the actress on that, she's like a show lady on that. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Oh well, it just made me think because she had normal people teeth.
So was she British?
She was American.
Oh.
But it was normal people teeth, and I think that was just a reflection of the time, obviously.
Yeah.
They weren't these just, perfectly rectangular teeth.
She didn't have turkey teeth.
She didn't have turkey teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, get a turkey
You know
smile.
what turkey teeth are.
Yeah, go and get your turkey smile. That's right.
Yeah.
Well-
the worst veneers going.
Yeah. So that made me happy. Well, on that note, let's go and have a little break.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you soon, gang.
See you soon.
When we're back from
When we're back.
and we're back from the break. Thanks for sticking with us. Yeah. And joining us now is our host, Gerard Harris.
I'm your host.
Oh, our guest.
Sorry,
our
so
third
you
host.
tell me I'm being
This is
replaced.
You're
a
being
hell of a
replaced.
time to spring that on me. I'm reluctant enough to guest on this.
It's
You want me
'cause
to
I got
host it?
Thrown
No.
off by the bloody countdown. I always get thrown off by the countdown. So joining us is our guest, our very
Hello.
special guest, Gerard Harris, actor, comedian. What else have you got? You got
Those were the
musician.
days.
You've got a few strings in your bow.
I would say I play music.
You play music.
I'm not a musician.
Oh.
I act.
act.
Or I acted. But again, I'm not an actor. As regards comeding, hopefully we won't talk about it at all. But if we have to, we can address that later.
You comedian, but you're not a comedian.
I'm definitely not a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you,
Some
Gerard?
kind of a comedian,
Some
as,
kind of
as some people would say. Some kind of a fucking comedian. What do I do? Not very much. Next.
Next question.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, let's go on to the Dreams Elephant. We'll get back to that because there is things I want to discuss with you in the realms of comedy and career.
Right.
So,
I can tell you what not to do if,
Yeah, I mean-
if you're asking advice.
I mean, you're fully aware that I'm obviously trying to start my career in comedy, but how that will go is I mean, the advice is probably just don't do it, right?
I mean, it's better to do it and fail than
Do it and fail,
not
exactly.
to have done it at
That is
all.
my life
Absolutely.
motto.
Unless you really do it and really fail,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
which case, no, you could save yourself a lot of time and
Who
energy
knows?
and money.
Yeah.
Self-respect and all the rest. I mean, the idea that you have self-respect in the first place is ludicrous. So
Yeah.
you're not going to save any
Yeah,
by
zero.
not doing it.
So this is our magic dream elephant.
Okay,
I need you to go in here and pick something out of here.
I can't fit in there. I mean, a bit of me can.
And what is the
Yeah.
we have a song for this?
Magic dream, magic dream, magic dream
And
elephant.
that's as far as we've got with that
That's
song.
as far as we've got.
Number one
So
hit.
take it out there. Don't tell us what it says. Just think
Okay.
about it, and we'll come back to it later.
Okay.
But have a good think.
Think about it.
Yeah, read it and think about it.
Also, a mug with the trunk.
Oh, wow.
Just
Yeah, I can think about that.
see what comes up for you. You know, just have a
Okay,
think about it.
something's coming up.
Yeah. That's how I got you onto
Have I
the show.
given you a clue?
Were you
Yes.
looked at your lap when you said that?
Yeah, he's given us a clue already. He's like thrown it, which is not good. But anyway, so I convinced you to come on the show, and you were
I
a
acquiesced.
bit reluctant at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you were the one that really pointed out to me that talking about people's dreams is pretty fucking boring.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah.
You have
So
to be
boring.
really interesting
Yeah.
to get away with telling dream stories, holiday stories, sex stories, or drug stories. If they're not going wrong,
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
neither is anyone else. And if they are going wrong, they better be going wrong in an interesting, unusual, and maybe even informative way. Otherwise, no, thank you.
Yeah.
It's just, you could have said nothing, and we would all have done better.
So we
And that
we
is the
decided
premise.
to make a show about
the
this.
premise
yeah.
of this podcast
Yeah.
is
And
that.
that's why I knew
Yeah.
I needed to get you on.
Yeah, it's a good job there aren't enough podcasts in the world.
Yeah, I know.
At
Yeah, I
least
know.
you're contributing
Real
to an
niche.
empty sphere.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
to be
I
the
won't even
only
need to
ones.
search for this because it'll come up on my feed of the 12 podcasts there are in the world. You'll
Yeah, I
be,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God. Still, if you take even one person's attention away from Joe Rogan for 15 minutes,
Absolutely.
you're contributing
Yeah.
Massively
to
to
what's left
society.
of humanity.
And our statistics show that we are doing that. Sorry, Joe.
Right.
No.
Yeah, he's fuming.
Is there a lot of
taking all this-
crossover? Who
Yeah,
knows?
He's absolutely raging at us.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the roids. What do you want?
So yeah, we wanted to know. I've asked you to see if you can remember any of your dreams of late.
Yeah.
And what did we come out with?
All right. So, similar to what think Emily was saying, so tempted. I'm going to do the joke anyway. It just came up. I'm only dreaming snatches. But thank you very much. There are, but I managed to get parts of. So I used to dream giant Hollywood biblical epics.
Yeah.
Then I smoked an enormous amount of pot and didn't dream for years because it actually.
You've heard this. A lot of people say.
It removes. It really does removes a lot of that, and then there's been a sort of catch-up period, and a lot of that does. A lot of it came back. Just oh god, and you wake up fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
You think I've just done a day.
Yeah.
But in recent times, not quite when you asked me to, but in recent times, it's been much harder to recall anything. You wake up, you go, something happened. And in just in the last year, I've started dreaming. In the last 5 years, I've started being very conscious in my dreams. Not in a way that I can lucidly just go, I'm going to go flying.
Yeah.
Once in a while, sure.
The aim.
Which I must say is weird because I don't get to fly. I can only bounce. I have control of my dreams. I still can't do it, but I can go way up above the trees, and then now I come down again. But it's beautiful.
Yes,
but it is not. There's no Superman.
So even lucid dreaming, you don't have full control.
No, I really don't. Yeah,
No.
It's sort of foggy-ish
Yeah.
rather than purely lucid. But I'm much better at going. Oh, this is an interesting dream. Oh, and sort of writing commentary footnotes and just enjoying the dream for what it is and never getting too sucked into it's really happening.
Yeah,
because I'm having genuine interesting thoughts while observing it. And then in the last year, it's now gone to I'm seeing the images that are coming up from my subconscious one by one, and they're coming up about this quickly. Boom, 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 boom. Disparate images. And I'm seeing how my brain must then weave that into a narrative, which is wild.
That is really interesting.
I'm watching the ticker tape or the programming. Yeah, I'm watching
before they're all sewn together.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you get that because that's what they're saying. That's what the latest dream news is saying that's what's happening.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely does. But, I mean, at least in my case.
And you can actually see that. Most people can't see that. They just as they're waking up, put a story to the images they've had, during the evening and the feeling.
I don't know why. I don't know what I've done.
He's broke something.
Seeing behind the scenes.
But it is, and I'm more impressed with my subconscious for being able to, you put a story out of that, because it is, it really is just throwing 1,000 random photos down and going, right, you got to weave all that together, and it does.
That is amazing.
It is really good.
I like how your brain's gone, do you know what? I'm not fucking satisfied with this. I want to see how this works.
Yeah.
Looking under the hood, so to speak.
Yeah. And then, so do you still get the end result of the narrative your brain concludes it to?
Those come up at the end of the night. When I first dream, I dream. When I first enter REM sleep, I'm in a dream.
Yeah.
And then at some point, and it's not every day or every morning, but I would say it's more often than not, 55, 60% of the time, I will then slip from a real REM state into one where I'm half in, half out. It's not hypnagogic. Hypnopompic, I think, is the latter. Hypnagogic is when you're falling into REM.
Yeah.
Maybe it's hypnopompic on the way out, something like that. And that will be much. That would be such an interesting ride. Yeah. You know what? It is literally like watching a movie on the screen, and then the reel, from the projector starts doing that thing that it does, and you start seeing the frames, individual frames.
That's very cool.
And that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is it's that there's no continuity between the content of the frames.
Yeah.
It's just picture. You know, a chicken, some cheese, Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
And
combine
whatever it
those.
might be. And so that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's cool. I like
I now have a list of
Yeah.
20,000 photos that are images that are.
let's
Yeah.
make a story out of
So
them.
this
Go.
is what came up maybe 3 nights ago. Yeah, so all of which is to say that the other nights all I got were those.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to report. This one I managed. I just wrote it out. So it starts, I'm in a fairground in the US.
Nice.
Don't know why.
Okay.
Or where in the US, but I am. And I'm with Seth. Yeah.
Dream
There you go.
appearance.
On my mind.
Wow. It's the first.
Talk about a stress dream, right?
Yeah.
This is I'm having because I've been told to have a fucking dream, so I'm having a dream, and the man who's wagging the finger is in the dream going, come on, you better remember. So, and but I think mostly Seth is constructing a fairground ride, and it's basically a shed. It's pretty,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shed, and there's a sort of front wooden panel.
Welcome to Dreams on Toast.
Right. And it's a flat front wooden panel, and on the left side of the panel is a cutout. So it's, literally a cutout. So it's a gap, of a stickman body, and on the right is a blown up face, but it's really just two eye dots, a nose dot, and a mouth dot. And the mouth is more as sort of a little small aperture. It's not a smiley thing. It's more just
Yeah.
Okay.
So just 4 dots. And out of the mouth dots are coming little pebbles rushing out.
Okay.
Because the shed is full of these little pebbles.
Oh, okay. So they're draining. They're like falling out of the holes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like if you thought pachinko was pointless, this is an even more pointless game. I don't understand the
by
purpose
me.
of it,
Yeah.
but there it is. I am overseeing it for reasons I don't understand.
So
but
we're
there
working
is
together, you and I. In the
It's
dream.
in some
way.
fashion. Now, this is part of a much bigger dream, and I don't remember the whole of the dream because it lasted probably an hour and a half, as most REM sleep does. This is where it gets strange.
Because that part wasn't strange yet.
Well, no, that's standard weird dream in a
yeah.
sense, but this is where it goes. Why? Even though I'm overseeing it, we are going according to some rules that have been created by a jazz drummer, my favorite jazz drummer.
Yeah. Oh, who is your favorite jazz drummer?
He's a guy from the US called Psyche.The.
Okay, cool.
The best. He's played with Miles Davis. He's played with my favorite musician, Keith Jarrett. He's played with a whole ton of people, and he's like as good as they come
Okay,
ever.
very nice.
He's still around, and he's probably in his late 70s by now.
Okay, respect.
And he has figured out some sort of new rules to how to create, fairground rides or better life.
Right.
In fact.
He's figured out a way to have a better life.
No, yeah, it's kind of. What have I written
Or
here?
life to be better.
Like-
Life to be better, sorry.
It's like some new kind of design for living.
Okay,
I think I'd
cool.
written here somewhere. And it's based on. This is where it gets odder again. It's based on the combination of a band of the album Ritual Union by Little Dragon, who is this brilliant, you know Little Dragon?
yeah.
Yeah, they're from Gothenburg in Sweden, and it's fronted by this Japanese-American woman, Yuki Nagano. And there's an amazing band.
Yeah.
Their album Ritual Union, it's a combination of that album and Calamari Union, which is a movie by Aki Kaurismäki from Finland that I've never seen. I love Aki Kaurismäki. I've seen probably 8 or 9 of his movies. I haven't seen Calamari Union. Why Ritual Union and Calamari Union are united in this, I have no idea. But it was, and this is in the wake of Jack DeJohnette leaving the US and going to Japan in the early 1970s because he met a woman, a Japanese woman, and fell in love with her. In my memory, I think her name is Akiko, but maybe I just made that up, who knows. And in the dream, I'm thinking, and that did not happen. to my knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, I'm aware he carried on staying in the US and touring the world and being a musician. Then he went to Japan, and it didn't work out. And in my dream, I'm thinking, thank God it didn't work out, because he came back, and then he made all this amazing music that I happen to love. And the whole of this rule book based on these is imprinted on a wagon wheel, which is both simultaneously an actual wooden wheel of a wagon and a chocolate covered marshmallow biscuit.
Cool.
Cool,
Right?
yeah.
So far, so dream. And then, so that first single design is this, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm now...
Did you ever taste the Waggle or you just noticed it, appreciated it?
No, I mean, it was kind of more like wasn't physically in front of me.
Okay.
It's like, you know, have you tasted the original manuscript of the Bible? No, it's like it's over there.
It exists somewhere in that dream. Yeah. You're aware of it,
Although,
but you're not.
shit, if you could find the original manuscript of the Bible, you'd have to have a bite, wouldn't you?
You'd have a lick.
You'd have to have a lick.
Sniffing a lick.
Yeah.
Be scared to touch it.
Yeah. Tastes like bullshit. Anyway,
The only Jew in the room. No, two. We got a second.
Hey.
you got a second Jew in the room?
Ish. I'm
Ish.
not.
Jewish. What bit?
Jewish.
What bit? That would be where
my
the hair on
toes.
the glasses come from. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Did you say your toes?
Microphone.
Yeah. My toes.
Right.
Microphone.
Right.
Oh.
I was away. So
I think I'm about a fifth Jewish.
a fifth. How can you be an
Ashkenazi
irregular
Jew.
fraction?
From, you know, like the
You could be
DNA.
a quarter, an eighth, a 16th. You can't be a fifth. That's not unless somebody put some in you, and I'm not saying that's not happened. I've certainly made a few people a little more Jewish.
My granddad was Jewish, but he wasn't aware because he was adopted.
Well, if he was
And-
Jewish, then you're recorded Jewish.
Yeah, but apparently it's to do with whether your mum was Jewish.
Okay, so
and
this
practiced
is
it.
going to get into it. We're not going to go heavily into this. So
Okay, but tell me, am I not?
genetically?
Yeah.
Okay, which to me is
little
the bit that counts.
Jew-ish.
You're a quarter Jewish. Okay.
Yeah.
You are not regarded as Jewish through the paternal side.
Yeah.
It is through the maternal side. So your dad could be Jewish and your mum could not be, and there are a whole bunch of Jews that say, well, you're not Jewish.
Yes.
It's bullshit.
Okay.
Of course you're half Jewish or you're quarter Jewish.
Yeah.
The reason it comes down the matrilineal side is probably for a somewhat unpleasant reason. Also
Of course,
kind of
always. Go on, yeah.
Well, so in the olden days,
Yeah.
when they had all these different warring tribes around the Middle East, so much different to now, you have all these different groups who are fighting. They all have patrilineal, right? So you are whatever your dad is. Mm. But if you're going into some territory and raping and murdering, right? You murder all the men, you rape all the women. The idea is to destroy, that tribe. But if the mother is who matters, right?
Yes, then it doesn't.
You're still making Jews.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how many of the men you kill and the more you rape the women.
The more Jews you're...
Hate to say it, but the more but you make a Jew. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's very clever.
Yeah.
You won't find
That's where
that
that
in the
comes
Torah.
from.
That's my
Yeah,
my
yeah.
theory.
Oh, it's your own theory.
It's my theory, but I mein, can you think of a better reason?
No.
They've been around for 5,700 years.
I was just hoping
there's
they
not that many.
respected the woman more. But
I mean, in some respects,
Yeah.
Compared to other cultures around the Middle East, I would say that women. They only genitally mutilate the men, as I can attest.
Yes. Yeah.
Show us.
Yeah.
Show and
It's a
tell.
little early in the podcast for that.
Hey, I've really got to pee, and
Yeah.
then we can go back to.
That's great.
this and-
Okay.
That's so interesting.
All right. Okay, so I will host. Welcome back to
Yes,
welcome back to
please.
Who's a Jew.
I've been trying to be.
There's a Paul
really
Simon
wants to
song
be.
that starts 1 1/2 wandering Jews, but now we've got like 1 1/4 wandering
Yes.
Jews here, or sedentary Jews, I guess. We now move mysteriously to a beach. I think it's still you and I, or somebody Seth-like.
Okay.
Seth-esque,
me.
Seth-ish. Who knows?
Yeah, it was me.
And we
I know, it was me.
it's kind of busy, but it's and there's lots of people it's sunny. There's lots of people in the sea having fun. It's quite a tight shoreline, and then there's scrub and sand dunes and whatever. And there's a hunter's hut right by us, and to my left, there's a giant clam. Make of that what you will, Dr. Freud. There's a giant clam, and I look in the clam, and when I say giant, I mean the size of this table, or maybe a little bigger. When I look in the clam, there are snow crab legs inside. So it's almost like a fruit de mer platter, but it's like for whatever reason it's got its own legs tucked in. Weird clam, and I look on the other end, and there's like a head, a brain, I think some kind of eyes. No, a clam head.
Clam head,
And what does a clam head
Cast
look
your
like?
mind back to all those.
Right.
Yeah, check it on Wikipedia. You'll actually ask ChatGPT, and it'll describe it for you, no doubt.
Definitely.
And you say something like, "Well, I don't think we can, I think we should start a bit smaller than that because I want to haul it away."
What, the clam?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm a big fan of clam, and I am also I like foraging in general. And actually, I know you do too, right? So and there's a squirrel that's burrowing into the sand, into the wet sand, and we just see the back end of the squirrel, just these two little legs and the furry tail. And I make some
Red or grey?
Oh, grey.
Grey.
We're in Britain.
We're not on. We're not on. What's
Sadly.
the island?
Well, the
Unfortunately.
weird thing is that I thought it was Arn where we were, which is obviously, if you were ever going to find a red squirrel anywhere except Brownsea or Scotland, it would be Arn because they can swim across. But no, it was great. So maybe we're still in the US. Who knows?
I forgot that was where the dream
That's
started.
where we started, American Carnival.
Yeah, and I say something like, "Well, you can take the squirrel, and I'll take the clam." I can't remember exactly something like
kind of
that.
you.
Yeah, again, make of that what you will,
to the squirrels.
Sigmund Freud. Yeah, you take the burrowing
Shit, you're
squirrel,
gonna screw me
the
over
wet
in life.
squirrel.
You're gonna
Yeah.
screw me over in future endeavours. I can sense.
And we go to the we don't really know how to move it because it's giant. And I say, look, if we don't move it though, the hunters will get it because there's a hunter's hut right by us. And then we're also arguing over if it was. I think you don't want to take it because it might not be fresh. And there's some dispute as well about whether it's even real.
I don't know why. It sounds like your typical giant clam with the brains and the crab legs.
Exactly right.
It's just ChatGPT always describes it.
And we look at it and we notice that there's mosaic on a section of the shell. Somebody has put these tiny little bits of broken up plate or whatever and into a nice design. And when we see the mosaic, we then are transformed into, now we're in a Roman bath. So we're inside with the clam.
Yeah.
But there you go. Okay, brain. Very good brain. Because we've gone mosaic.
Yeah.
And now we're in a Roman bath. Okay?
Teleportation clam has taken you now to... And are you naked? We're in Bath.
No, I don't. I think I would have clocked it.
It's also quite a Jewish thing, isn't it? Going to the baths.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think you're thinking of Russian thing, which
is Korean
kind
bath, Korean
spas. Japanese.
I think there's also something with Jewish people.
No, maybe
Nick,
no.
look it up.
I was going to say
Better be right, yeah.
showers, but so
Not Roman bath, but what would it be called?
Never mind.
It's just after brisk trauma therapy.
After the
where they all
brisk.
get naked.
After the brisk.
Yeah.
And it's enclosed and it's kind of dark in there, and it seems as if we have just unearthed this Roman bath, and there's mosaic on the floor.
Matching the shell of the clown?
No, more like Roman mosaic, not modern. And then we look up and we see a sign, and it's in brown and yellow, which I now think is the two colours you don't want to see in a bath. And it's in brown and yellow, and it's more modern lettering, and it's like some advertising slogan. I cannot remember what it is. I don't realise that we can't be the first people. I think I even say we must have discovered. I think we've discovered this, and then I see the sign, and it makes me think, okay, well, that's a modern advertising slogan. Maybe
Who's
not.
already got their clauses modern baths like McDonald's or something? Advertised there.
And then Seth points to a picture on the wall. He says, "Well, look, your dad's been here."
Your dad?
And there's a picture of my dad in the late 60s or early 70s in a tracksuit.
And he is not.
Which, even though I think it was black and white, I still think it was one of those green tracksuits that PE teachers wore a lot.
Yeah.
My dad was a teacher, wasn't a PE teacher, but he probably taught PE as well because it was like for primary and middle. Although
So
primary
everything.
and middle for the 40 most disturbed young boys in South London, to be fair, in a residential school. So not like regular primary at all.
Yeah.
More like
Big fences.
violent primary.
Yeah.
And him and some other guy running a race, and my dad's in front. He's got his long hair and his thick glasses, and I remember that sort of look from my childhood. And even though it's a photo, it's actually a GIF. So they're actually doing that, and then the guy behind him stumbles and gets down, and then he's up again. And he's down again,
so it's constantly
bloody GIF.
Yeah.
Which
real futuristic old Roman bath you've come across here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's only the late 60s or 70s. And then suddenly we're back at the fairground.
Okay.
And now Seth is building a bigger shed, or a more improved version of the ride. And this time, again, it's the hollow stickman body on the left and the face on the right. But the face this time has 3 sizes of mouth. It's like you can take a bit out and you open the aperture more twice. And wood chips are flooding through, just like pure diarrhea. And I look behind at the source, and it's a bunch of kids who are up on sort of a shelf of the shed, and they're playing. So I guess it is at some kind of fairground, right, after all. But I still say to Seth, the mouth is too open. You're going to lose all your wood chips in a couple of minutes. It's not an inexhaustible supply. And you say something like, no, it'll be fine.
I'm getting a lot from this stream, I'll tell you in a minute.
Good, because I'm getting really bored of saying it. But we're getting to the end. And then...
Wait, but what were the kids doing? Why is all
they're
the
just
wood
playing.
chips?
They're playing
But
on a platform.
they're the reason the wood chips are coming out.
I don't think
okay,
yeah. I don't think... Unless they're being fed into a wood chipper.
Sorry, I just noticed behind
very
you.
different dream. What?
A bit of the blanket
set
fell down.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Is
So...
that you? I've got a name.
How embarrassing. Where are we? And then somehow it changes to... I look behind, and not only do I see the kids, I see this kind of carny guy who's running the show behind. And he looks like Ernest Borgnine. He might even be Ernest Borgnine.
Wait,
do you know Ernest Borgnine? No. Ernest Borgnine was an actor in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. What was he in? He was in Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
he was
okay.
in...
no way.
Was he in The Dirty Dozen? He was in so many of those old war films.
Yeah.
Great actor. Mm-hmm. Big, ugly bulldog face. I can't believe I'm blanking on all his movies. It's one of those classic
Taking
sort of...
Pelham 1, 2, 3.
And
things like that. Yeah, cool.
Dark hair, big ugly face, definitely, sort of charismatic, and I guess a kind of a character actor. He was definitely also, a leading man, but not by no means, Lee Marvin, but in that era. And he, and when I see him, he says something like, "Oh, it's changed now." And I look, and it's those packing materials that look like Wotsits.
Oh yeah, like the foam.
Foam things,
things,
exactly.
yeah.
And they're
Styrofoam
flooding
peanuts.
out.
Yes.
Yeah, and Seth said, "See, it's fine." I say, "No, they're still going to come out too quickly. It's not an inexhaustible supply." And anyway, aren't you worried? Because look, these things look like Wotsits. I think I actually said Cheez-Its in the dream because I know Cheez-Its is the American version of that, and we're in the US. And so, aren't you worried that the kids are going to eat these? And because they look like Cheez-Its, and this Borgnine guy picks one up and goes, "Well, they are edible. Eat
Nice.
one." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I think at that point, yep. I remember that we're supposed to be following this rule book from
the wagon wheel
rule book
yeah.
from Ritual Union and Calamari Union. And the last part of the dream I can remember at that point, you remember the song? It's a great song.
Yeah, a great song.
Is that I remember, and this again, brain, so brilliant how it made this association. I remember a genuine Japanese children's TV show of a calamari playing the drums in the TV show.
Nice.
And
Wait, that's a real thing that
Asian
happened.
TV.
that's a
in the
real
show.
thing.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. So it managed to bring Japan drumming and calamari and kids all together at the end.
Yeah.
And then my alarm went off.
Oh,
So I woke up.
yeah.
Wow.
So that's the dream.
So I got a lot from that dream. I think that some of that dream is, well, in real life, I've kind of sought you out, haven't I, in a sense? I mean, we've become friends.
Yes.
But I've kind of sought you out as you're older than I
A
am.
sounding board.
Yeah, in a sense.
Okay.
Because I run things by you. I run ideas by
Yeah.
you.
I wish you'd run more by me.
Yeah, I know.
The idea for this podcast for a start. By the way, when do I get to eat the fucking toast?
Oh,
Eat
the toast!
It's gone cold. I love what's on there,
Yeah.
but not when it's cold.
So we got you Vegemite toast on order
Thank
because
you.
that's what we do.
That's very kind of you.
And unfortunately, it's gone cold.
Can you segue in the Men at Work song at this point?
Do you want it microwaved?
Microwave.
No, I think that would have me banned from Australia, entering Australia again.
Oh well, I'm sorry. You had Vegemite.
it's
toast.
We could
okay.
give you some fresh
But
toast.
can I eat
after
it?
the
You can
break.
while
eat
you're
it, of
crapping
course.
on?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
you
I'll-
crap on. I'm going to eat
And
this.
I'll analyse this dream. And I did run this podcast by you, and you said to me, your
Good.
precise words were, well, not your precise words, but somewhere along the lines of, that sounds shit, but why not? Was
I think it's
Then he said
I definitely would
was-
never have said shit.
No, you didn't.
But
And then when he heard I was going to be involved,
I
Gerard
said,
said,
right,
well,
you gotta-
anything
that's gonna be
Emily
great. Call a
does
Jew?
is going to be a success.
Yeah.
So do it.
yeah.
Call a Jew, yeah.
But no, I think it's got something
Danny.
to do with that. It's like, you and I might be doing some work together,
Right.
so it's kind
Yeah.
of like coming along for, we're working together, and maybe I can add something to hopefully I can add something to your work, and you'll actually show me a different approach to working in general.
You have fair grounds for that ride. I think that. So I genuinely think of dreams, partly as you guys were talking about, as a way of your subconscious latching onto whatever's going on in your mind generally, and trying to resolve problems for you, or at least show you what problems there are.
Yeah.
I can only work with the weird material you're giving it, which is why it doesn't come out normally so clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know in my case, my brain loves to make puns. It loves to put words in that when you think about the meaning of that word or the derivation of that word or, secondary meaning, it also means like there's a clue right there. So, I mean, even though I make this terrible pun about it being you have fair grounds.
Yeah.
Well, there must be some reason that I chose a fairground, and that I'm, rather than just a field, or I don't know, an indoor arcade or whatever. So I'm trying to think of other words that jumped out at me, but there are.
Well, I just found it interesting that, I'm building something. You've come along and you've noticed a few things, a few issues potentially. Then we've gone on a journey together to explore different things. Clams, we've gone to see clams, but we've also gone to see the Romans, which were incredible builders, and saying like, this is probably how you should fucking do it.
So probably not the shed with the holes where everything's pouring out. Seth's trying to build something, but
and I've gone back and I've done a bit more work on it, but I'm still an infant, and there's children there, and the children may enjoy it, but it does need some maturing, and that's what I think.
Okay, now you're making me think. Look, think of the shed as somebody's persona or somebody's self. They're presenting body and face, and it's kind of mind and body, right? It's kind of on one side is your body, and the other side is your face, your brain, your personality, whatever. Behind all that, and they're spewing out bollocks, just complete bollocks.
Oh my god! It literally
I'm saying,
up the podcast.
Yeah. I'm saying, hey, hold it back.
Yeah.
Don't spew it all out.
Yeah, save some of that bollocks.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a few good pebbles in there somewhere.
Right. And behind are a bunch of kids playing. And that's that's what's, I guess that's where it's coming from is, this kind of playful idea. If you want to be a comedian or if you are a comedian.
Yeah.
Why Ernest Borgnine is there, I do not know, because he's kind of this irreverent, tough guy, and that's not me. But...
maybe that's the bit that you
here we go. His name is Ernest.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which in itself is an interesting choice because there's an earnestness and there's the playfulness of the children.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely.
I don't know. There's more to analyse in there.
With the kids
I'm glad I'm
playing
in
as
it.
well.
It was nice that I live in there somewhere. I've really got a wee. Can I come back? Can you hold that?
Well, I also need a wee. Should we have a little break?
So I think it's time to score. So should we convene?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Of course. What do you think? So happy to be involved in this dream. Yeah. When I was in the dream.
It's very conspiratorial. I don't like this.
Yeah, I think. Okay, go on. You give your score. You give your bias score.
I think an 8.5.
Oh, you just changed it.
Yeah, because I was being a bit
out of what?
Out of 10.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, an 8.5. You got like a whole point for me being in it.
What are you docking? What's the metric on this? Why 8.5?
Oh God, don't ask.
I mean, we don't have a lot of time.
That's
okay. We'll just keep it arbitrary, like the entire notion of the show.
There are people that deal with that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's all you've.
There's so much more goes into it behind the scenes.
There's a lot that goes into it.
This is very conspiratorial
Someone
again.
I
wish I'd not brought up I was Jewish.
Talking of conspiratorial, don't you have a?
Oh, I've got many. Okay, I got a great theory for you.
Okay.
Okay, so this is clearly prearranged, but Seth and I. To speak to your one viewer, Seth and I were having a chat on a well-known communication platform the other day. And I don't remember how it started. You were asking me about vampire movies. Maybe you were then asking me about alien movies.
I was inviting you to the Art Deco cinema.
Right.
Do you want to come?
And it turns out, no. It turns out, maybe. It turns out that you'd not seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
No, I had.
Oh, you had? Okay.
I made a joke about it.
Oh, okay. You made
and
a joke
you got
about
it.
Okay.
And I was like, shit, no one my age would get this.
Oh, that's right. The Mashed Potato Mountain.
Mashed Potato
Exactly.
Mountain.
And then I was talking about Dreyfus for a minute, and then suddenly it hit me. Okay, so there's outer space sci-fi alien movies in general. Then there's the subgenre of that, which is a very large proportion of them is alien invasion movies. Aliens come to Earth.
Yeah.
Out of that, the vast majority are aliens come to Earth. They have ill intent. They're coming to take over, enslave us, and so on. And only a bunch of brave fucking Americans can stop this happening with ingenuity, right? True grit, and manifest destiny. Yeah. And utter bullshit. Now, there is also a subgenre within that, which is aliens coming to Earth or interacting with humans, and it being benevolent. Aliens are we're here to help. In fact,
Arrivals, brilliant film.
Exactly. We've noticed that you're having some trouble and you need some help, and that's the one that we're all really hoping does happen as soon as possible.
Wherever you are, come to us and help.
So, what I realized going through the list of these movies is, apart from Arrival, thank you for bringing up the fucking counterexample first.
It's one of my favourite films.
Apart from Arrival, I don't think it's that good. I don't know. I know. I like Denis Villeneuve in general. He's a Montreal boy, so I have to. But there's anyway, he's done some better movies. So, apart from Arrival, the vast majority of these movies, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., Cocoon. Cocoon is a Ron Howard movie from the mid-'80s. It's a great movie. 2001 Space Odyssey. Blanking on others now. Let's think.
You had quite a list.
I did have quite a list. Other District 9. And we're only talking Hollywood or Hollywood-adjacent movies here. Big budget movies. There's I got a list of about 9 or 10 in total. Aside from Arrival and Starman and Alien Nation, every single one of these has either a Jewish director, a Jewish writer, or both. Now, you may say, it's fucking Hollywood, Gerard. They're all Jewish.
Yes.
But if you look
guys
at
only
the
get a selection
alien...
of 3 jobs you're allowed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like ants, when ants are born. Worker.
Yeah, exactly. Movies, banking, and I don't know, world domination. Where were we? Yeah, if you look at all the movies of, evil aliens, bad aliens coming, all Goy, all non-Jews wrote and directed. Oh, The Day the Earth Stood Still, another one, back from the 50s.
I've got the list somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many, and they're all Jewish, either writer, director, or both. The reason, I think, is 2 possibilities. One, it is, very much, kind of the legacy of always being the outsider, the recent immigrant to a place that you're not from here, and coming in and it all being subconscious. It's not like Spielberg is going, I know what I'm going to say, but it's like we want to be liked. We're here to help. We've got some skills. Like us, and we can help, right? And the other option, obviously, is that we are a race of aliens.
I was waiting for the second
under
option.
the skin, it's all lizard, and we're just priming the world's population to go, I like them, and then one day we can all just take it
That's
off.
the David Icke.
Let us know in the comments.
That's the David Icke. Yeah, thank you.
Let us know in the comments what you think. If you think
never
Gerard,
read the comments.
whatever you think is true. Do you think Jews are secret lizard people, or do you think they're just really
want to be accepted,
shy, want to be accepted,
see
loving
something
people,
else,
have lots of skills?
I think it's 50-50
Who have
on the
skills?
possibility.
I don't know.
I also think they're more intelligent, vastly more intelligent than the rest of the population.
Do you know why they're perceived as smart, apart from being it? It's because they were the first.
Apart from being it,
first really major immigrants. And when you move, as you know, if you ever have to move country, you have to learn new skills pretty quick to survive. Now, if you've been enslaved, it's a different thing because you've had your entire culture removed and your language and everything. But if you take all your stuff with you, you get to start again, you learn to assimilate and you learn new languages, new ways of being, and new ways to fit in again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Like a chameleon.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's both.
So many things
both.
pointing to.
Wow. Well, you are a quarter Jewish, and I know which quarter now. The tail. So that's my theory. Can I quickly tell you? You were talking earlier at the start. I never had a hairless dog. I had a hairless cat. Unfortunately, poor Bash has passed. It was horribly tragic. But hairless cats are the most intelligent cat.
Yeah,
they have the
this.
biggest personality.
Cool.
They have so many schemes going on, and he, to describe it, he looked like the cross between.
So many schemes going on.
He really did.
Running rackets.
Scheming.
He looked like a cross between a boiled chicken and a giant testicle. And,
Such a pretty spot on way of describing.
when you're overweight, and you try to dress like it's you're not showing it all,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And and cats in particular are very fastidious. They're very interested in making a good impression. But when you're hairless, it all hangs out, and an overweight,
All on show.
poor guy, right? He's just dragging his ugly ball, scrotal belly around with him.
Literally, that's the face. That's the words I can see on Linda's face when she watches me come out of the shower.
You shouldn't come out on all fours, to be fair.
I get tired easily.
And do you know how I don't know how the hairless dog was encouraged, but this is how the hairless. So he's called they're called Sphinx.
Sphinx,
yeah.
And I naively thought, I guess they're from Egypt.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you really don't need fur. It's the North Africa that fur's not going to help you, is it?
Yeah.
No, the first Sphinx cat was from I think the 1980s. 70s or 80s in Ontario, in a barn on a farm in rural Ontario, and Ontario is mostly rural, and it was just a genetic anomaly. And
It wasn't. I thought it would be like there was some experiments going on in this barn in the middle of nowhere.
Well, so what happened was that once the poor thing was born, and it was a male, they did a process called backbreeding, and that is how you create genetic traits to perpetuate. They fucked it with his mum, and that's how you do it. So the poor thing had to have sex with his mum, which then creates more of those, and it perpetuates the trait. So all of them are descended from a single union.
When that cat was born, how they looked at it and thought, the world is going to want
This
more
can
of
sell.
these.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And in Canada too, which is not known for good weather, we go, we need more hairless cats. I guess we can sell jumpers, pullovers.
Yes, because then we can sell cat clothes.
Body stockings.
Maybe that's where it all started.
Maybe.
You've talked a lot about Canada. You've slipped it in quite a lot. You live there, right?
I fucking hate it. Yes, I'm
As a true
I lived
Jew,
there for a long
you've been
time.
Pretty nomadic, though, right?
Very much. I was born in one country. My parents were born in other countries. Their parents were born in another country. We've moved on a lot. Yeah. Some would say we've been chased out. Other people would say, we've run of our own accord. No smoke without fire.
It's a loud bang.
And then
just fucked up.
Yeah, no, I think I've lived in 5 or 6 countries. And now I'm stuck here.
Yeah, why did you come back?
Nowhere else would have
Is this
me.
where you were born?
No, I was born in South Africa.
Oh, you
but I grew up in England.
In Buckinghamshire, right?
In Bucks, on the Bucks Bogs, Hillingdon border, right in the sweet spot between the M25, the M40, the M4, and underneath the Heathrow flight path. It was a quiet childhood.
Peaceful upbringing.
Yeah. You don't really notice it. It's like just, living around 8 fridges or something at some point. You just tune out to that frequency. Oh, fucking hell, it was busy. So the other thing was a guy in the 80s or 90s in New York was so into cocaine, he decided the best way to get high, because snorting it wasn't quick enough, was to inject it into his cock.
Oh, I thought you were going to say up the butt. Okay, yeah.
No. Old
Something
school.
to do with
Oh,
genitalia.
no. That was Stevie.
Because I've
that
got
was
to do cock injections,
Yeah. And
cocaine cock.
he I don't know if he did it wrong or whether it's just a really bad idea. I think it's probably the latter.
Yeah.
And is there a right way?
He had to have almost every part of his body amputated. Everything went bad. Yeah, all of it. It was just left with a head. Yeah, there's not much left. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I say don't do it. Don't do that anyway.
Yeah.
But
I think this one's medically okayed.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I could slip.
But you may as well get it. I mean, you get tattoos, right? So you're already used to that in a needle in your body.
It's
in that
so
sense, right?
different, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you've not
You
had
don't
any
have a cock
tattoos on
tattoo.
your penis.
You may as well have a
have a
cock
cock
tattoo.
tattoo, no.
You may as well.
But you've got to put it all the way down, and I've had so
So down, like sounding. So it's going down the urethra, or it's going
Down the
in.
urethra.
Down the urethra.
Oh, it's down the urethra. Well, that's not an injection.
No, it's not an
No,
injection.
it's just something going inside.
I just got to
your
put it
body.
down my urethra.
Oh right,
not
okay,
quite an
okay. Well,
injection.
listen, dude, there's so much advice online about sounding, as it's called.
Is that what
It's called sounding. Yeah. It's called sounding. Yeah. Listen, there are plenty of dudes that put a metal tube down there and go out for the day. You'll be
Sounds
fine.
like
You
Yeah,
can get.
some people like
Yeah.
it.
You know a
Yeah.
bit about this.
Well, I know that. I know what I've told you.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not for me. I prefer to put my dick in things rather than things in my
Things in
dick. It's
your
a
dick.
weird. That's
What kind of things?
anything.
Yeah, right.
Anything that'll have me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless
You better ask me about my next dream.
Yeah. Oh yes. So on that note, would you like
as
to?
you skirted around, I kept trying to, I really wanted to go on to talk about your career a little bit, but you've skirted around.
Well, it's
it and-
gone.
Yeah,
I don't have a
know You
career.
say it's gone, yeah.
I don't have a career.
You had an interesting
I'm
career.
not. I'm a non-practicing comedian.
And you've got nothing in the pipeline.
I mean, we're back to talking about sounding.
Back to talking about sounding. Yeah. Okay. Well, I know there may be some secret projects in the background, but
It's not that secret. It's just there's no point in talking about
we don't
something that
wanna- you
doesn't
don't wanna
exist
talk
yet.
about
But
it
yeah,
now,
we'll talk
that's
about it
fine.
when
we
it's.
can talk about it.
I mean, right now it's a gobbet of cum in a petri dish and an egg, in a laboratory somewhere else. At least let's get a zygote or something before we
Get a zygote. And
the
well, that means you'll have
embryonic
to
status.
so you'll come back on the show.
Yeah,
and
if
talk
it does
about
do well, come back on the show so that we can do well.
Sure.
Yeah,
Great, thanks.
fantastic. Amazing. Okay, let's get on to your magic dream elephant. What did you pull out?
I pulled out sexiest dream.
Yeah.
I have had the bane of my life is having tons of erotic dreams in my life and never, ever getting in. I always get as far as nudity, flirtation, maybe some touching, and I never
get
get
the
in,
sex
never get in. And then just in the last year or so, I've started getting in.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm 51. Jesus, it's taken 50 years to get in.
Perseverance.
It's like you wake up in the morning and you go, that was almost amazing, you know? And the most recent time was just a week or two ago, and it was the most... I love my wife very much, right? But she's
So
the
do
last
I.
person unlike you, she's the last person I want to fuck in my dream, right? I would like to fuck anyone else in my dream almost anyone else because I'm a happily married,
I
faithful
might make an
guy.
appearance in this one, I'm
Yeah.
hoping.
You know,
Eagerly
if
awaiting.
don't dream it, be it. To quote Richard O'Brien.
Dear.
I was having sex with my wife in my dream. And sure, she's been away for 2 months, so I can see why that might happen.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit disappointed. Like, could I not penetrate someone I'm never going to penetrate?
Yeah.
Rather than,
so you can at
my
least
poor
live
old
it.
wife who's been, fucked ragged, quite frankly. I mean, you've seen her. She's gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah,
She
I
really
punch
is.
way above my weight. And I mean, it's the kind of walking down the street and, like people going, well, they must be friends or something, or guys,
You're the
guys
person
coming up
she
in a
looks
bar,
after.
right? Guys coming up to her in a bar and just chatting her up and going, well, he can't be, that kind of thing.
It's nice you look after your brother like this.
So I'm dribbling away in the corner.
Can I get a pound of pop?
Yeah. So there you go. That's so sexiest dream is kind of I'm not sure in that sense.
You
Well,
live
that
your
sounds pretty
sexiest.
sexy.
Yeah.
Well, you live your
living
sexiest
it.
dream in
I'm living
reality.
it.
Your
Beautifully
wife.
put. Oh, beautifully put.
There you go. Better than a dream.
Yeah, it's true.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's true.
Great.
Very
Well,
good.
it's been lovely to have you, but I do want to ask
been
you one
all right.
more thing.
Yeah.
Premonition dreams. We always seem to ask people about if they've ever had a
yes.
premonition dream. Have you?
I mean, I've had so many that the amount of times I've gone, oh no, right, that's what all my deja vu has been. Oh, I dreamed it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be a gap of 30, 40 years and go, oh, I just said that. I said that, when I was 12 and now I remember, in my dream. But the one that that comes up as actually the night before I met my wife, I had a dream that I was in India and I was standing on this veranda and the veranda just sort of floated out into the field in front of me. I was in a rural part of India, and there were people on the veranda, and they said, "Gerard, come with us. Come join us." It was very culty.
Yeah.
It was very culty.
Nice.
I love a cult.
Something, and it was like something like they said something like, "We live on the moon." And then the next day, and it's a great
went to
story.
the moon.
We took 2 days before I visited a moon, but before I touched down, so to speak, in the sea of tranquility.
Then you were just chasing squirrels around, trying to find the clam.
Playing golf.
Playing golf.
When we met, I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Take a guess." And a voice in my head said, "Say the moon."
Yeah.
And I did not say the moon. And she then told me what she was. I got it wrong the first.
Was it the moon?
I said Romania first, but only because she was dark. And then I said Russia after. She went yes. And a day or two later, we were talking about the conversation. She said, "You know what I was going to say?" I said, "No, what?" She said, I was going to say I'm from the moon." And I went, "Oh, I nearly said that. Fuck."
Whoa, that's
but
weird.
I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just how it is, you know.
Why was she going to say the moon? Was there
I don't
reason
know.
behind it? No.
Just being funny.
Weird.
That would have been incredible if you had though. That
Yeah,
would have been,
Yeah.
It was incredible enough. I met my wife.
That's
It's
beautiful.
good enough.
A
Yeah,
really
it's a
beautiful
great story. You can bring me back on another time, and I'll avoid telling you then.
So
but
you will come
She
back.
can come on with you.
that would be great.
Yeah.
We're a great double act.
That would be amazing when
Yeah.
she comes back from India. That would
Yeah,
be really
sure,
good.
yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would love that
Because
too.
I know you now, so I feel like I'm missing.
She's a
little
great
part.
storyteller. She's got all sorts of good dream
And we can
stories
show
too.
her my feet,
Nice.
and
Oh, yeah.
we'll leave it at that. We won't go
No,
into it.
that's not great.
She's the foot fetishist and the best kind.
Yeah.
Kind.
Well, thank you so much.
Not to shame anybody's kink, but yes. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
It's been
very
very
much.
nice.
Yeah, thank you, Gerard.
All the niceties now. Fuck off.
Yeah. I'm not on tour this year, so don't come and see me in a variety of venues around the country. Don't book now. All right, yeah.
But we
done?
will let you know if Gerard does anything cool in the future.
Yes, we will.
You let me know too.
I'll let you know first.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. Not that I'll be doing it. Anyway, see you
All right.
later. Love you, buddy.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're back. We're back from Gerard being here. That was great.
Yeah, that was really
It was
fun.
really nice having Gerard. I was very unsure for a while if he was going to come, but
Yeah, I didn't realise that he was.
turns out it's easier to make him come
reluctant.
than he makes out.
No, I was going to say something disgusting. Anyway,
Oh.
I was just upset that I wasn't in either of his dreams. That's
Yeah,
what I've
you
got to
might
say.
be in his one tonight.
I hope so.
Yeah. It might be his real fantasy of some sort of being involved in some kind of lesbian three-way.
Yeah, his wife can be there too. I'm happy for that.
Bet you're fucking happy with that. Yeah. Bet you are. She is a very good-looking lady.
Yeah, she's very beautiful.
And we hope she's having a lovely time in India, don't we?
Yes, we do. And come on the show when you're back.
Come on the show when you're back. Yes, come on the show.
Yeah, even though Gerard, were you trying to make a pun there?
Mm-hmm.
It's a creepy smile. Even though Gerard didn't like to big himself up, he is someone that we go to discuss any kind of ideas we have.
Yeah, for sure.
We hold him in high regard.
We do hold him in high regard.
Yep.
And yeah, I do. I run lots of things by Gerard. In fact, yeah, we're modern day pen pals these days.
Yeah.
We talk quite a bit.
I ran my one idea I've ever had by him.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of knowledge, old Gerard.
Yeah.
And that's probably just what you get at being a tired old comedian. No, we love you. I really do. I wouldn't bother talking to him otherwise. So,
Yeah.
You know, it's good. Yeah, it was really nice having him. I don't know what else. I don't really have that much else to cover this week. I think we did a really good job.
Yeah, I think so. I was really not prepared to come and do a podcast today. I've been feeling a bit meh,
Yeah.
a bit depressed. Got really anxious the last few days. I don't know why.
Every time I spoke to you recently, you said, you know, and I haven't spoken to you that much because I've been away, and we usually talk every day. But
That's why I'm depressed.
do you reckon?
Not hearing from you every day. No.
Yeah, I'm your what they call I'm your propanol.
Propranolol?
Yeah.
Like my blood pressure meds?
Yeah. They also work for anti-anxiety, though, don't they?
Yeah, and migraines.
And migraines.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I am.
Yes.
I'm an anti-migraine, anti-anxiety. I'm probably actually very anxiety-inducing.
Anti-stress.
Definitely not anti-stress, am I? Come on.
Let's ask Linda.
Linda. No.
But no, yeah, I've been like feeling a bit like meh and quite anxious, and I thought, oh no, I don't know if I'll be able to come on the podcast and like converse with people. But it's gone really well. It's been really nice. It was lovely to sit and listen to Gerard, and I really like the new conspiracy of the Jewish lizard people.
Yeah, Jewish
Yeah.
lizard people. So
Jewish alien theory.
Remember to let us know what you guys think about that theory.
Yeah.
And if the show does one thing, it makes us feel better about our day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
gives us purpose, a reason to live.
It's got a purpose. It's got an absolute purpose, and I love that.
Yeah, me too.
So I think we should wind it up, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's go and have
wind it up or wind it down?
Wind it down. Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wind it down.
Let's wrap it down.
That's like, when I gently come to a slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's wrap it up. You can see me at the Comedy Rodeo at the Attic in Southampton on the 19th of February. I'll be there bullshitting, doing some bullfuckery.
Yeah. You can see me there heckling Seth.
Yeah. So come on, come over and see us. This show will come out 2 days before. This will come out on Sunday. So and yeah, make sure you get tickets. Tickets can be found on the Dreams on Toast website. We're promoting it a little bit. So
nice.
Come and check me out. And if you hate me, then you hate me. It's fine.
All are welcome.
Yeah, but I still love you. All of you. Okay.
I'm just going to exit with a burp.
Exit with a burp.
There. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thanks for watching Dreams
on Toast.